Welcome to the team call. I'm so happy to have Deb on tonight. This is exciting. So you guys, first of all, Success Club points, I'm going to announce those. Matt has 6, Shay has 2, Lizzie 8, Allie 2, Liz 3, Michelle Kratzer 2, Jeff 4, Jennifer Campa 2, Lynn 2, Aurora 1, Devin 2, Kirsten, I think that's 1. It might be 4. Shoot. Abigail 2. Getting something on my screen there. Athena 1. Brittany Cavalho, I think is the last name, 2. Nicole 1. Michelle Walker 2. Holly Fidonzo 4. Check you out, Holly. Nice job. Cole 2. Kirsty 4. Kim Douglas 1. Erin Jewell 6. Kareen 8. Michelle Wade 2. Stacy 1. Ostie 4. Shelby 14. Mikkel 4. Camille 2. And Allison McGuffey 4. Awesome job, you guys. I see them going up and up and up. I got to give a shout out to Allie Henderson's team because they are rocking it with the Success Club points. They are. So good job, you guys. Keep going, keep going, keep going. With that said, oh, she walked away. Before Deb comes on, we are going to have a few cool things coming up that I'm going to announce in the team page. Going to do some team-wide stuff, or at least some team-wide focuses coming up. So be looking for that. I think it's going to help really build momentum as a team, and I'm excited about that. So I'll be chatting with you guys soon. Deb, thank you so much for being on. We need this talk as a team. We have a lot of people trying to build business pages on Facebook, and I've let them all know I didn't build mine all those years. I never did anything with it, and I only had 256 followers at the beginning of the year. And then I got banned from Facebook, from posting in groups. Yeah, I was one of the leaders that got banned, and I couldn't post in any groups for 2 weeks. And so it was a real, I knew that it was coming, but I was dragging my feet. And so I've been really, helping the team get going with their business pages and building mine as well. But the thing is I'm doing it with them. Like, I don't have any more experience than anybody else does with it. So I really appreciate your insight tonight. Deb has a big following on her business page and her personal page. She is 8-star diamond coach, 2-time elite coach. We have the team 3-time elite coach. We have the same upline, and I just think the world of Deb. So I'm very happy to have you on.
Thank you. Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Well, I just have to say, you ladies are so lucky to have Holly. I've gotten to know her at some of the leadership events, and just the way she talks about you guys. I mean, it's just like, you really are, I think, from what I hear, one big family. And it's just beautiful. I would love to, I admire what you've done with your team, Holly. So that's definitely the kind of coach that I love associating with, and you guys are super lucky. So before I get started, did you guys write down any questions you have? If you were to think about building your like page, and you all are, what is the biggest question you have, the biggest struggle you have? Yeah.
I have a question. So
yes,
mine's growing, so growing pretty well for just having opened it, but the engagement, like getting people to actually comment and engage with me, is terrible. And thankfully, most of the people on my like page are not my friends and family, which I thought would be a great thing. But I have like 0 connections with, probably 90%, and I don't know how to get that fire burning.
Okay.
There.
So engagement.
So that's probably my biggest. Yeah, big time.
Anybody else? Nobody else?
I'll give you one that you're recurring constantly from my team, and that is how to build it and continue building your personal page as well.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about that first. I am doing both. And I started out building my personal page. I didn't see any reason to start a like page. I've been a coach for about 3.5 years, almost 3.5 years. And I went about building my contacts on my personal page. So about the time when people were really starting to build like pages, I was thinking to myself, well, I have worked so hard adding, 5 contacts a day to build this huge following on my personal page. I can't even imagine trying to detour over to a like page. I saw no reason to do that. But I don't know if it went to Sandy Krakowski's thing, or I don't remember when the light bulb went on in my head, but I think it went on because, maybe you're at that point with your business where it kind of seems like you're just talking to the same people all the time. And even though I was constantly adding new people, I think Facebook had started cracking down on, the number of people you could friend, and I started getting all these warning messages, like I'm on the, top, most wanted list by Facebook. I was banned for 30 days, like a couple times. So that's when I decided I needed to really look at the like page. And so I started building my like page, and I kind of switched my focus over there, to be quite honest. I mean, of course, I invited all of my friends to like my like page, but they didn't. I mean, if you can see how many of your friends like your page, and I have I think 15,200 fans on my like page, and I maybe have 1,800 of my friends. So I know that's not all of that, but one thing is you've probably realized is when you build your like page, it's not the field of dreams. It's not build it and they will come, right? And that's really why I tell a lot of my new coaches, you don't have to go out and start doing that right away, because I think that on your personal page, you have so many connections, and especially newer coaches, you need to work through those connections. And you can spend a lot of good time, building those connections, doing your personal messages, inviting everybody you know. And you're going to get to the point, depending upon how many friends you have, that, okay, now I really feel like I am talking to the same people all the time. I need more people. And so that's where the like page comes in. I did a lot of posting on my like page, and nothing was happening. And then I did go to Sandy Krakowski's thing, and Sandy's a social media guru, and she said to me, or not to me personally, yes, to the group, that, she says, you guys are business owners, and every business should have a marketing budget. And see, the reason I had never done anything on my like page as far as ads is because I was cheap, and I didn't think I was making enough money to spend money on marketing. I had actually dabbled around a little bit on creating my own ads, and I failed miserably. So when I went to see that training, I realized that, okay, I do need to have a marketing budget. And so that's kind of my first tip is, you kind of got to pay to build your page. Now, I've heard some top coaches talk about they just, they don't have to pay for ads or anything like that. And I've not spoken to any of them personally about how they built such a huge following, but from my experience, you're going to go faster if you do some ads. Now, I started out boosting my page for likes. And so that's one way to do that. Right now, I am more leaning towards boosting ads on your page. And so when you pay for likes, like you can set a budget. Like I had $5 a day as my budget. And, I would get, of a week, I might get 200 new likes. And I don't think they were phony likes. I mean, they seemed like, when I can look at the new likes, and they looked like, normal people. But I kind of got to that point too, where it's like, okay, I've got a lot of new business from my page. I'd say probably, I don't know, probably 75% of my new business comes from my like page. But that is because what I do with my like page is, when I'm able to connect with people, I'm always trying to get them over to my Facebook page, my personal page. I'm always trying to get them to friend request me over there, because on your like page, you can't personal message people unless you're friends with them. So that's one of the biggest things you have to figure out, and that's how you have to word your posts and your ads. So I know this isn't a training on how to use the Power Editor, which is instead of using Ads Manager, you want to create your ads in Power Editor. But let's assume you know how to do that, because I know Chrissy Terzwanski, I don't know her last name, but she did a great video on how to do that. But I do those ads. I do one for my challenge groups, and I do one for recruiting. And you can set your demographic, so you can specify if, income, education, marital status, age, sex, all these different things, and their interests. So you boost those, or you create those ads, and I always will ask in the ad, now what I'm asking for is for them to send me to type in the comments their email and to friend request me. Because I'm on a mission to do two things right now. Number one, I'm trying to collect emails, because right now, a lot of us have all of our eggs in the Facebook basket. And Facebook, if they own our contact list, then they can wipe it out anytime they want, just like Holly experienced. I mean, think about it. What if something that you did, you woke up tomorrow and you weren't just blocked from your groups, you were just blocked from everything. And you couldn't get to any of your customers or coaches. Do you have them all? So my goal is to collect emails, and it's also to get people over to my personal page. And right now, since I am no longer boosting my page for likes, when I'm not doing any ad running, I find that my engagement goes down a lot. And I think that's kind of the thing that you guys are experiencing. And when I see who is engaging with my page, it's really my core base of followers. So a lot of them are people from my personal page, and there are people that are in my challenge groups. And again, Facebook, how are they showing our page to people? Well, some crazy algorithm that nobody really knows the answer to. But when I do an ad, like a recruiting ad or a challenge ad, then it seems like, Facebook is obviously showing my page to more people, right? Because, and again, I usually have a budget of $5 a day, and I'll set it for a time period. And then I start getting a lot of new likes, and I'm getting a lot of people engaged with those particular ads. And so that's really what my target is. Who cares how many people like your page? If you have a page with 15,000 likes and nobody's engaging on your page, then what's the point? So that's really where my focus is right now. And, when I'm not, like right now, I don't have any ads running, and I can see you can see, your number of likes going down. It's like, well, why did those people stop liking my page? Well, Facebook's doing a cleaning out right now. So maybe they deleted some accounts that were inactive. Who knows? Don't spend any time worrying about it. As Shalene says, they're not your lifer. So who cares? If they don't like your page, they're not your lifer, and you don't need to worry about it. I've seen some pages that have way less likes than mine, and you look at their engagements out the wazoo. And then I look at some people that they talk about all the business they're getting from their like page, and I go to look at their like page, and it doesn't look like very much is going on there. And what's happening is they're doing those Power Editor ads, and that's what I'm doing. And so if you go look at my page right now, there's not a whole lot of, back and forth and going on. Now, that would be my ultimate goal. And I think the content that you post over there, from what I'm experiencing, number one, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to keep posting consistently for a period of time. And you're not going to see, without paying especially, you're not going to see engagement happen overnight. I think what's going to happen is with Facebook, think about it as your reality show, right? I think Lindsay Madway said that. It's your own life reality show. So the more personal you get on your like page, then, I think the more engagement you're going to get. And so my like page has been pretty much fitness and nutrition oriented. And I'm really trying to get over there and do more personal stuff. And I do post pictures of my family and stuff over there. But I have to say I kind of lean back towards my personal page for that, because I get immediate gratification, right? I get people immediately commenting and talking about it. So what I'm saying basically is this. Number one, with your like page, you have to work at it. And I believe that I believe that number one of the ways you're going to get power to your like page is creating some very pointed ads. And the simpler, the better. Are you guys creating ads? Anybody? Raise your hand if you're creating ads. Are you having success? Kind of, sort of. Anybody? Has anybody sold a challenge pack or signed a coach from your ad?
I've signed one coach from my ad.
That's good.
And there's a lot of engagement. My first ad, I think I had 60 emails come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not
That's
one.
Good.
Nothing.
Well, here's what happened. So I did some ads in February. Oh my gosh, the engagement was out the wazoo. I mean, I had, like you said, I had all these emails, and I was like night and day just sending, and I'm putting the emails in my contact management system, and I'm messaging and I'm emailing, and I thought, oh my gosh, not a whole lot happened with that batch. But I had them as new friends on my Facebook page, and guess what? I have a free clean eating group going on right now. A lot of those people join the free clean eating group. I have another, fitness challenge coming up. Some of them are asking questions about that. And I have that list of all the people that were interested that I can follow back up with. And I can say, hey, I have a new one. So to me, I mean, the power of building your business is really how many people you can come into contact with. And so just like you experienced, Kim, I mean, you collected a lot of new leads. And we all know that sometimes leads take a really long time. There's some seeds, just like flowers, they'll grow right away. Others just take a long, long time to bloom. So I think it's a win that you got all those emails. It can be a little disappointing sometimes when you're like, oh my gosh, honey, look at this. I'm going to have Success Club 100. And then you're like, oh, I sold one challenge pack. But again, you have all these people. So, but yeah, I mean, you also have to evaluate. So that also gives you a good opportunity to evaluate, okay, did I target the right people? So what I did was, I think it was my recruiting post, I put an income demographic in there. Because I thought, I want to see what happens if I can find some people that, aren't going to tell me they can't afford to sign up to be a coach and to make money because they have no money. And I'm like, well, if you need money, then you should sign up to be a coach so you can make money. But, a lot of people aren't convinced that can happen. So I set my demographic differently to see if I could find some more people. Now, it lessened my pool, which is what we want, right? I mean, I didn't get as many people apply to that, but, I think you just have to tweak it. But yeah, I really like getting them over to my personal page because, right now that's still where I am. That's probably more of where my reality show is existing right now. So, and I like being able to personal message people. I like being able to tag them. I like being able to invite them to my groups and to my events, things like that. So that's kind of, how I'm working both sides of the fence. I personally don't see any need to go like page exclusive. So, some people are like, oh, I'm not like page exclusive. And we all have our businesses in a different way, in a similar way, but in a different way. And this is what's working well for me, because what I find is happening, like I said, I'm getting a lot of contacts from the like page, but I'm actually converting them to customers a lot of the time once they're on my personal page and following me and they see the consistency of who I am.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're moving all these people to your personal page, how does that prevent all the things that Facebook does to end up blocking you? Like, how does having a like page keep you from getting in trouble with Facebook?
And
does that solve it? Or if you're working through your personal page, are you still having those problems?
Well, it depends what you mean by working. I'm not posting, click here to buy me type of stuff. I mean, I don't do that. I don't post links to my website and say, click here to buy. And that's really what Facebook is not wanting you to do. It's supposed to be sending them off to buy something. So a lot of when I create, like when we have a biz op, like we have a live biz op tonight, and I'm not doing it. Yay, power of the team. We create an event and we invite people to the event. Whenever I do a challenge group, a lot of times I will create an event and I'll invite people, or I'll click a link to join my event. And that way, you know, it's fine. It's all within Facebook. And Facebook wants to really keep you in Facebook, which is why they're going to take away our scheduling power, some third-party tools coming down the pike soon. So, but you know, one day I think about this to myself. I'm like, well, there is a max on the number of people we can have on our personal page. So I need to be thinking ahead. And so that's why I really do believe that we do need to master the like page. I think we need to do both right now. I think as a new coach, I wouldn't have them start a like page their first week, which is a lot of times what they want to do. I want to start that like page. I'm like, okay, first. But, you know, starting it by the time they're emerald is not a bad idea, you know, just so they can start, you know. But I think people need to master posting, right? Because it's all about the content, you know. And how do you get engagement on your like page? Well, just post an outfit. Should I wear A or B, right? And, you know, you'll get 20,000 likes and 15,000 comments. It's crazy. It's like Facebook loves these A or B type of things. I had some tips down. Facebook likes those kinds of things. They like, you can do the pictures. You can also do like questions. And I like to do this a lot. Do you prefer, you know, A, massage, you know, when you get a massage, you prefer A, a man, B, a woman, C, I don't care, D, I don't give a, nobody touches me. You know, just stuff like that, you know, Facebook seems to like those kinds of things that get, you know, people just randomly engaged. So those are things that I try to do, you know, at least once a day to just, you know, a lot of times I do that at the end of the day because I figure people are tired and they're just browsing around. So that's what I do on my like page.
I have a couple of questions too. How are you getting them to your personal page?
A lot of times I'll ask them to friend request me. So if they just comment, for instance, people don't always follow directions. So like on my last ad, I said, post your email and shoot me a friend request. Or I think I might have even said inbox me your email. Well, a lot of people commented with their email because if they inbox me their email, then I can start talking to them, right?
Right.
But if they just comment, then I have to, you know, I can respond to their comment, but do they see it or not? So if they responded to the comment, I would go ahead and take their email. I'd put it in my contact management system, and I would send them an email from there. But then I would also reply. I'd say, hey, I sent you an email, and go ahead and shoot me a friend request. And then I would post my personal link right there so they could do that. Some of them didn't do it. Some of them did. So, you know, again, the people that don't do it, I figure those aren't my lifers, right? They're just not the, you know. So.
Athena had a question. Should you share your like page post to your personal page?
Oh, what I do is I typically will tag my like page posts. So, and I will share sometimes, yes. I'm not sure if there's a benefit to doing either way or not. Like if I have, like say it's my A or B dress thing, like, and I want to get even more engagement on that post. If I share it to my personal page, it seems like a lot of times people will comment on the personal page.
Right.
They don't click over to the like page. So I'm not sure, you know, that it does anything additional for my like page, but I do tag my pictures. Like I'll tag myself, tag my husband, and that's a complicated process in and of itself. It's like you have to reload, and it finally lets you tag yourself. It's just crazy. But then it'll show up on your timeline, and I do find that sometimes will get people engaged without me having to overtly share it.
Right.
You know, think about your friends. I mean, they don't want to see double posts. And so if, you know, I used to follow some people in the earlier days where they would post on their personal page and then on their like page like the same time. And so every time I was looking at my newsfeed, I'd see ... And I just thought that was so annoying. It just totally annoyed me. So I'm like, okay, don't do that. So if I do want to put the same thing on my like page, which why not? Recycle content, right? That's Shalene's all about that too. I might post it on my personal page and then I'll schedule it through Facebook to post on my like page maybe the next day. And again, I figure that everyone doesn't see everything you post, right? So even if my followers on my personal page saw this post over here, I might have some different people over here that saw that. So that's what I do to kind of recycle content, because it, it can be time intensive trying to think up things to say and post on your page. But I used to post about every couple hours, and I don't really think it's the quantity of posts that matters. I think it's really the quality. And if you post if you have a couple of posts a day that get amazing engagement, that's really all you need to do. Also sharing links from really popular pages. So if I share a video link from like Shalene Johnson's page, or some of those BuzzFeed videos, which are just really funny, if you share that to your like page, a lot of times that will get a lot of interaction, just because Facebook likes that, because those are really popular pages on Facebook already, and they like that you're sharing them to your page. So those are just some different things. I mean, you can Google ways to post that do well on like pages. I mean, there's all social media gurus will talk about this all the time. Post Planner is a app, but when I signed up to try the app, I also got on their email list, and he sends like some really nice, just simple social media tips on the kinds of posts that work, and just kind of keeping you up to date on what's going on. And it's not as full of information as like Mari Smith. I mean, sometimes hers are kind of like a lot of information. So Post Planner, I like getting some of their updates. That's pretty simple to follow. Who knows what Facebook's going to do, right?
Right. I mean,
the thing I like most about my like page is that it has really allowed me to meet a lot more people. I think you can meet more people faster on your like page.
Deb,
right? The issue then is, what do you do with them once you've got them? Go ahead.
What kind of ads are you running? Are you doing it to get post engagement? Are you doing?
Yeah, do post engagement ads. I mean, because I used to just do increase my likes ads, and like I said, I would grow my likes, and that felt good. That was egotistically satisfying. But it was like, okay, I'm not getting business from these. So yes, post for boost your ads for post engagement. And I do boost ads as well. I know there's some debate about, do you want to boost or do you want to post an ad like in Power Editor? And every once in a while, sometimes I'll boost an ad, like for my clean eating challenge, like I'll post it and I'll boost it for maybe $5 for a day. And I kind of want to see what I get out of that. And if I like it and I feel like I want people to see more of this, then I'll go ahead and create the ad in the Power Editor, and then it shows up as a dark ad, basically, so that it's not seen on my it's not seen on my timeline, but it's it's being shown to people. That's what's called a dark ad.
I think, I don't know if it's just me. Are you noticing this? I feel like when I tag myself in a photo or off my business page, it's getting less and less. Like sometimes I'll even go to my page and it's not on the timeline, but if you go to photos, you can see it there. And I'm like, man, I
haven't noticed that.
Getting smart to this.
I haven't noticed that. I'll have to look for that.
If I comment on it myself, and then like today, for example, it happened and it didn't show up on my page. I was like, I can't believe no one liked this at all. Like no one.
Yeah.
And I went to my page and it wasn't there, but I could see it in the photos. So then I tagged someone else in it who made the shorts that I was wearing. And then I think, so then she liked it. And someone commented, and then it showed up on my newsfeed. But it took that for it to show up. So I'm like, wow, I think they're getting.
Well, I've noticed sometimes when I'm looking for a post, like maybe something I posted last week, and I want to, like maybe it was an ad that I boosted, and I want to go and find it, and I want to redo it, and I can't find it in my timeline. Like you said, it's like, Facebook's taken it out of the timeline, but it's still, like you said, in my photos. So I have not noticed that with that, but I'll have to look for that. I was going to say one more thing. Can't remember what it was. Yeah. But yeah, that's always been my strategy with my like page, is just to try to get people over to my friend's page, because.
So then on your personal page, do you do much Beachbody or is it more of just where you're putting out?
Don't look at my page right now. I have a clean eating challenge going on, and this thing is like crazy. I have tons of new coaches in it, and they, like, all their friends are in it. And one of my little rules in my challenge is to post a picture and tag me. Well, there's like 300 people, and they're all doing it, which is like crazy. So if you look at my page right now, all you see is pictures of people with food and their sweaty pics. I'm like, oh my God. So, you know, on my personal page, I try to keep it balanced. You know, if a lot of crazy things are going on with Beachbody, then I just let people know. I mean, I'll say, hey, you know, the Beachbody on Demand's here or whatever. But I do try to just, you know, make sure I'm not overdoing it there. But people know what's going on. I always make sure they know what's going on.
Okay. Good. Any other questions, you guys?
The question is, do you have any what are you going to go do from this call? What is this? Have you made up your mind to do something different or to stay on the track that you're on? I mean, what has this call kind of helped you resolve? Anything?
I have a specific question about the rules when you're boosting posts. I've had some things that say it's been denied because it's more than 20% text. What exactly does that even mean? Are they talking about what's in how much space or how much content?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I posted a picture yesterday that it was the Showcase Challenge Pack. And I had the 3 workouts in the Shakeology. And those, you know, there's words on the bottom, you know, the T20 and all that. And they denied that because it had too many words.
So what'd you do?
So you can't just post a picture that, you know, says by me, right? Because it would be like all text. So whenever you post a picture, like my clean eating challenge, for instance, I actually had to size down the wording so that it was the same wording that I had. I just made it smaller so it would take up less of the picture. And you'll just have to play around with stuff like that. You can actually, there's a place where you can test your ad to see if it meets that criteria. There's a little like link and it'll let you do that.
Where's that? On our like page?
It's fine when you create your ad. Well, I know it just shows up on boosted ads. I think if you just boost it, I think it usually, like mine pops up with a little warning, like, you know, if this has too much text, and click here to see how much text your picture has. I've never done it, but it's there.
So I'm going to tell you guys what I'm going to take away from this. Hopefully that'll give you guys some ideas because I've been taking notes. Okay, first of all, I like after you do an ad, I'm sorry, my daughter's running the disposal. To reevaluate your target market if you haven't seen exactly what you're looking for, reevaluate the target market, go in and redo it. And for the rest of you guys who have not done ads, I'm going to post something about, I think the training from Chrissy would be a really good one to post so that you guys will kind of more understand what we're talking about. So I like that takeaway, reevaluate your target market. I also really like your tips on things that get people engaged, like picture A or B or questions, things like that, which, you know, also Googling posts that do well on business pages. I've never even thought to Google that, and I Google everything all day. So I like that. Also, okay, because the big thing a lot of you guys are always asking is how do you keep up on both pages without, you know, driving yourself crazy? I like posting something on your personal page and then scheduling it for later on your business page. That is so good, Deb, because I mean, you know, there's no reason not to use the same content, but you don't want to do it at the same time. And you can use a third-party tool on the personal page. And I mean, I never really thought about personal page and then schedule for later on the business page. That's so good. So anyway, that's what is very helpful for me.
I was also going to say, this is what I was going to say, when people like your page, when I was paying for likes, when I was boosting for likes, I would have a lot of people liking my page of a day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, what do I do? And I wasn't contacting those people. But I have recently been chatting with some other coaches, and, you know, this one coach, you know, in particular said, oh yeah, I send a message to every person that likes my page. And we're like, how do you do that? And so, you know, she literally just has a little, like on her notes on her phone, copy paste. So, you know, you're sitting waiting for your kid to get out of dance practice. You just open it up and send this to 10 people that liked your page. And, you know, then you do, you know, 10 more another time. And so, you know, and I was thinking, well, they're not going to see it, right? Because they're not my friends. It's just going to go to their other folder. But I actually started doing that. And actually I did get, you know, I don't know what my percent of response is, but you know, for the time that it takes me, if I'm just like filling time, you know, maybe watching while I'm watching Dancing with the Stars, I can just mindfully, you know, do that. I mean, so that might be something to do as well, because I know it kind of seems like, gosh, we got these. And then if they respond back and we start talking, then I ask them to shoot me a friend request. So.
Okay, I like that. I like it.
But yeah, then we're going to get to that point where our friend requests are full, and then we'll just have to deal with that.
Wait, why are you asking them to friend request you? Why aren't you friend requesting them?
Well, because the whole, you know, don't friend request too many people, and then you get on the most wanted list for.
Oh, okay. But that means you're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll friend request them. You know, if I'm talking to them right then and there, I might just shoot them a friend request. If you know, and a lot of times they'll accept it. But
if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to share a tip with you myself that I just sort of dumbed into. And this might be something that you do, Deb, when you, right? I was telling Shay earlier, I just dumbed into this today. And this might be what you do. Like
those things where you really are smart and you just didn't realize how smart you were. That's kind of like the sister.
So I wanted to do this 30-day ab challenge for myself, and I decided, you know, I'll throw it out there for everybody to do it with me. And so I put a post on my business page with a link to the Facebook group that they could join if they wanted to. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna boost this ad. And I think that I just boosted it to the people that like my page. I may have targeted a market, but I think I just sent it out to everybody that liked my page. And I have 60 people in that free ab challenge group that's doing it with me. But here's the cool thing that happened. I engaged with the people that liked my page, and when they requested to be in my group and I added them in, I friend requested all of them, and they're all accepting because they're in my group. They know who I am. I'm posting videos in there of how to do the moves and stuff. Anyway, so for me, I kind of dumbed into that this week, and I'm like, look at this. I'm getting all these new friends that are from my business page that I finally found a way to engage with them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, boosting an event is, yeah. Is that what you did? Boosted an event?
I posted. It was just boosting a post, and it had the link.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah, definitely.
So something.
I'm going to take one of the things that I'm going to do that Deb suggested is I have been doing the send me a friend request thing on my ads, Deb, but I had been putting like comment I'm in or comment I'm interested and send me a friend request. Because I had been having them give me emails, but then like they would never respond when I would send them an email. But now that I too am trying to build an email list, I'm like, well, shoot, I totally need to go back to doing that as well. I've been sending them messages just like the last few days. Kind of like, I think I might have seen the same comment you saw where I have the little thing and I copy paste and send it. But so far, I haven't had anybody. I've probably sent like 30 or 40 in the last week, and I haven't had a single response. But maybe I just haven't hit the magic one. Because I really want some of that engagement, and I'm not getting any. But I also find that I am not posting it all on my personal page now, which seems really stupid. But it's like I just forget about it because I'm too busy on the other page. So
another thing you can do is you can pay for them to see your message, right?
Right.
Have you seen that?
Wait, what?
So if you send them, if you're like, so say for instance, I have on these ads that I was running, I would have all these people send me their emails, and I would respond back to them via email. I would also ask them to shoot me a friend request. So if I, you know, maybe I had a conversation with them on email, but then I didn't hear from them again, perhaps, or whatever. So I would go in to that list of people. I could see, you know, that same post. And I would send them a message. Well, if you click message to a person you're not a friend with, at least in this scenario, it says, you know, the person will not see, you know, this will go to their other folder. And then down in the little print, it has see more, I think it says. or more info. And you click on that little link, and then it says, send this message to the person's inbox for $1.
I just saw that today.
Yeah, and so I did that. And again, I was able to connect with more people that way. And then I must have sent too many, and then they started charging me $5. And then I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. So, but yeah, so that's another way. If you think, oh my gosh, I really want to connect with this person, or, you know, maybe you just want to try it and see how it works out, you know, so, and then see if you can make any connections.
I'll try anything, just like one time to see how.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you kind of have to have in mind what you want to spend, right? And then if you think, well, if I get one challenge pack out of it, that's $30. Let's say it's $30, $40. You know, so if you spend $40 on the ad, you're break even. So kind of think about it that way. You know, because sometimes it can be a little daunting to think, oh my gosh, I spent $40 on that, and I only got one customer. Well, you still broke even, right? And if you got 2 customers, then you made some money. So,
right.
And you got a whole bunch of new contacts, perhaps.
What is your contact management system you mentioned?
I'm using ACEO right now.
I'm talking
That's
over
what I use too, and I love it.
automatic CEO.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's been great.
You guys, we can talk about that on our team page. If you're a newer coach on this call or listening to this call, Deb said in the beginning, if you're a newer coach, I wouldn't recommend jumping right into a business page. So if you're overwhelmed and you're listening to pay for ads, pay for messages, let it go. Work on the vital behaviors on your personal page first. And then, like she says, when you're enrolled, this is a step to take. And when you take that first step, I think some really good things that she talked about tonight that would not require paying right out of the gate would be like Googling Facebook posts that give engagement, you know, using those things where they can take a, you know, multiple choice questions, you know, things like that. Get people talking on your page. Tag yourself in the post so that your friends are seeing those posts as well in the beginning. That will help it get a little more engagement from people that don't like your page yet. And then the other thing is ask for shares. You know, like on that ab one that I did, I said, you guys feel free to share this, because I would love more people to see it and get involved, so we all have more momentum and we'll make it even more fun. And I just asked for the shares, and I think like 10 people shared it. They probably wouldn't have had I not asked for it. So, you know, things you can do for free. And then you can start taking in and giving yourself that budget. And Deb said $5 a day is what she's done on some things. And, you know, in one of the trainings, I can't think of her name for some reason, Sandy said, you know, don't be afraid of spending some money like that, because there's no other way that you can advertise that is going to target your market and put it in front of their face, like paying for a Facebook ad. Like if you were a company putting it on a commercial or in a newspaper or a billboard, you're not getting the target that we're able to do on Facebook and putting it right there in front of people's face that see it all the time. So it really is worth it when you get to that point.
Yeah, and I haven't really evaluated, you know, out of all of my like challenge pack customers, who came from my like page originally, you know, because by the time, a lot of times by the time they join a challenge, they are on my personal page. And so like, I almost forget that they actually came from something I did over there. So, I mean, I'm a Success Club 10 legend. I usually at least at a minimum hit 20. So it's working, whatever this mysterious recipe that I have. But yeah, I mean, you can't ever get away from the 3 vital behaviors, of course. You have to master those no matter where you're at. So.
Any other questions, you guys? You got her here. So anything? All right. Thank you so much for your time tonight. We so appreciate you Oh, you guys, let's take a quick screenshot, okay? If I can remember how to do it on my Mac. I'll tell you guys when. Hold on. Let me.
I'm going to do it too.
Okay, ready? Everybody smile or give a thumbs up. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being on the call tonight. And
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See you later.
All right. Have a good one, you guys.
Thanks.
See you in Cancun.
Yes.